Okay, so I go in there and I'm like, hey, are you hiring? I talk to the manager. He says no. First of all, so listen, usually these clubs are so money hungry that they have way too many girls. And what ends up happening when you have too many girls in an establishment is that nobody makes money. None of the girls make money when you have too many girls because the guys are confused. There's too many girls. They don't know who to pick from. And not only that, the clubs do it so that they rack in house fees. They do it so that they earn money. So maybe he said that he's not hiring. He told me that it's the slow season right now. And I said, yeah, I know. And but so-and-so might be hiring. Here's another thing, though. I've had some strip club owners recently tell me that they can't hire me because of the girls that they have currently working for them, because the girls will get catty and jealous. And it's pretty fucked up to be like, oh, you're too pretty, we can't have you, it'll cause drama, the girls will get jealous, and then everything will just go to hell in a handbasket, and I just can't have you here. That's freaking sad. It was a hole in the wall anyways. I've never worked there, but somebody told me that they had made money there in the past, so I was like, screw it, let me swing by there. So there's one left. So remember, we started with 5 or 6. And this is what I'm dealing with. These clubs, they don't change their Google listing. It says that they're open. Get there and they're not. Hole in the wall than you thought it was. And they're like, no, we can't hire you. We already have too many girls. And maybe he's doing that for his girls, so all of the girls that he does have make money. And that's what I said. If that's the case, then I appreciate that. Because most clubs have so many girls that none of the girls make money. Because they're trying to mooch off of the girls. They're trying to make more money in house fees and extra tip outs and all of this. And it's screwed up. I would rate that place probably like a 2.3, 2.5 out of 10. When I get out of the city and head to my doctor's appointment, I'll tell y'all where it's at. Some of y'all might already know if you know me personally. It's worse than what I thought it was, honestly. I saw 3 girls in there. All of them were completely covered with tattoos, piercings everywhere, you know, and that's what's in nowadays. But for me, I'm so glad that I did not get tattoos all over my body. I'm so glad that I don't have blue hair. I don't, you know, that I'm not struggling with identity crisis or something. I am so ready to go to bed. I've danced in Atlanta. No, thank you. I got my permit to go work. It's a permit state. You have to get a permit in Georgia. Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, you don't need a permit to work. Certain states you do. Washington, D.C., you don't. California, you don't. The last time I was there, but that was 2015-ish. So the last time I was in Cali. And they don't, a lot of states do this because the county has recognized that it has become more stereotypical with girls out here that are strung out on drugs, committing crimes, and it's a way for the city to keep up with who they're dealing with and know who they're dealing with. It's also a way for them to keep up with taxes and money. So I've got like 30 minutes. I hate these hours. It is y'all. Y'all know I like to go to bed early. It is past my bedtime already. Every day I keep saying, oh, I'm going to go to bed super early and get up and go train. And then I can't sleep when I get in the bed. It's so aggravating. The stress, man. Oh, I went into Starbucks and got me an espresso. It's ridiculous that 2 shots without any milk or sugar is damn $3. But it was. It should have been damn 98 cents. Like a shot of espresso. I needed it to freaking get through this. I freshened my makeup up a little bit. I put it like a little, I don't know. I do know that lipstick, the Dead Roses, how about the whole bottom of the cap is full of lipstick? I didn't even realize it. Yay. I love this color. The cops are bad here where I'm at. I've seen them every half a mile. I see a different cop. So they must have an issue with crime where I'm at, even though there's a military base here. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, you know what I was thinking about when I walked in that manager's office? The look on his face. I don't know. He could have known me from YouTube. Over 1 million people have seen my stuff and heard me talk about dancing. So there's a good chance he could know me from YouTube. And he knows that I go around critiquing these places when I have these bad experiences. I'm going to tell the truth. And I knew that might become an issue eventually. You know. Oh, my God. There's a fly. Get out. I'm going to kill you. Adios. Adios. I finally set up my AdSense and all of that stuff. So, y'all, reading all of that stuff, I was on the computer. I was working 3 devices for like an hour and a half at Starbucks after I got off the phone with y'all. Because there's so much stuff, paperwork. You have to like... I swear I clicked on like 25 terms and conditions. How am I supposed to remember all of that? They don't know who they're dealing with at all. My memory is trash. Lord, I done missed some stuff. Can I do a drift? And this truck, I got a truck. Evan's mad. You know, vague, whatever your name is, yes, pedophiles are rapid. They are pedophiles. Thank you, General Legion. So it's sad that I have to reiterate this again. Part of the reason that I'm having an issue finding a good club to work at is because the majority of clubs have resulted to prostitution. They're brothels. They're not strip clubs. The girls don't even know how to dance. And these clubs implemented prostitution, and they have backed away from theatrical performing, which is what dancing is. I've been dancing for almost 20 years, and you do not have to do anything that is sexually active and money. You shouldn't have to. I'm a performer. I'm not an escort. Yeah, and I've been removing them. I can't wait to get one removed finally. And probably this band and this tree. Getting them removed. An espresso. I do make good cornbread. I cook with my elbows and feet. You didn't go with me, Daniel. You're a bold-faced liar, honey. I wish I was baked. Y'all want to eat a gummy? We can get baked. Let's do it. Good idea. Thank you. Help me deal with stress. Wasn't that crazy with that cop earlier at McDonald's? Can y'all believe that? I told you. I said, here he comes. I said, they done called the police because I got in the back of my truck. And sure enough, there he was, looking right at me. And I think it surprised him so much, he jumped in the carpool, the drive-through lane, and he idled there for a minute. But the way his car positioned, he could have went around this truck that had a trailer on it. And I was like, he's going to take off. So as soon as I got back in pan my camera around, and sure enough, he took off. So I was at McDonald's on the Wi-Fi. I went inside and I changed clothes. I wanted to be more comfortable after one of my many interview stops today. And I noticed that there is a transfer truck that is unloading all of the McDonald's items, you know, and there's a manager standing out there with a clipboard taking inventory. Well, I had noticed when I initially walked in that she was giving me the bombastic side-eye, you know, it is what it is. So I get inside and I'm trying to get in the women's room and somebody's like, hey, I have to open it for, or no, I went and I was like, do y'all have a key? And she says, no, we have to push a button. They have a lock, a buzzer behind the cash register that they have to push in order to let anyone into the room. So if that doesn't tell you what type of area this is, you probably shouldn't be listening to this. You're probably too young. So I go in the bathroom, I handle my business, I come back out, and I walk back through the parking lot. I'm noticing this lady, still bombastic side-eye, and when I was in McDonald's, I noticed everybody that was working in there turn around and look at me, okay? So I get back in the truck. We were doing some stuff. We walked, we took some trash to the train. What else? We went around, we drove around McDonald's to try to find a better Wi-Fi reception. And I climbed in the back to open my computer or do something on my phone. I was going to get comfortable, look up some news stories, talk to you guys. And the Wi-Fi wouldn't work, remember? So I back in the driver's seat and pulled back over for something. And I think I was walking to throw away trash when I caught pull up. I don't know. I would have to go back and look at the live. But it's just crazy because as soon as I saw him pull in there, I knew exactly what was going on. I knew somebody, either the worker or the manager or somebody had called the cops on me. I was in the back seat of my truck. And because when I initially got back there to open up my laptop, I actually saw curbside service being delivered by one of the McDonald's workers, and I noticed her in my mirror, and I even noticed her standing to the car on the right side of me, and which would have been their driver's side, and I noticed her standing there, and she kind of looked through my car looking for me. So she was out there not minding her own damn business to start with, okay? So I know for a fact they got the law, because when the law pulled up, he looked shocked as hell that I was standing out there with a camera in his face in the parking lot filming him coming to run my tag. Racially profiling me. The whole store did. They called the law on me. Lord have mercy. But if I did that, oh God, Lord, I wouldn't make it to the morning if I did half of the stuff that people do to me. I wouldn't make it to the morning. It's ridiculous. You would think that a McDonald's worker who is making minimum wage barely would understand how expensive things are and understand that I live out of my car because I don't have $10,000 or $100,000 to go buy a darn house or rent an apartment. On the low end, I would need $8,000. $8,000 just to move in somewhere. You would think, of all people, they would have understood this and not judge me and call the law on me. How hilarious, though. He got my plate number. He sat there for a minute in the drive-through line, half in the drive-through line, half out. And I said, yeah, he's going to get my plate. And so I hopped in the truck, and sure enough, he took off when he found out I wasn't doing nothing wrong. Imagine going through that several times a damn day. It gets annoying after a while. That's why I've started to confront them. I'll roll up on them. If they 8 deep up in the Bohangalese, I will. I sure will. I will go up and order me a biscuit and walk straight to the table. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm going to be in the area for a while. I live out of my car. Just wanted to let y'all know. Be safe. Take care. I do it all the time. I do not care. What are you going to do? Arrest for saying hello? It wouldn't be the first time I've been beat by the cops, you know? It wouldn't be the first time I was arrested for something I didn't do. It wouldn't be the first time. But I'm a very open person, and I would rather them come up to me and ask me, why are you doing this? Why are you living like this? Why are you here? Why are you in the city? I'm explaining job interviews, strip clubs. I'm struggling. I got bills to pay. I'm doing the best that I can. I don't mind explaining. I'm trying not to drive anywhere else. It's so hot. It's like almost 98 degrees. I don't know what the weather's going to be tonight. I hope that it cools off because I don't want to have to run my night. I haven't been having to run it. And actually, it's felt amazing. Last night, it was like 68 degrees. It was perfect. And actually, having my fan on was too cold. So I had to cut this off. That's the first night that I haven't needed that. It's been feeling good. I think the rain kind of cooled it off in northeast or whatever, the southeast. It cooled it off. We haven't had any rain this summer. I have tons of friends that have had their crops die, their corn, soybeans. I mean, it's just been rough in the northeastern part of the country, North Carolina, Virginia. The rain has just been non-existent. But we had rain this past week for a few days, and it's cooled it off. Well, I'm going to go talk to this last club. Maybe this place is a little fancier than that one, because I'm telling you right now, the girl nice. When I spoke to some of the bartenders, she seemed nice. The manager seemed nice. I just understand that, yeah. I really need to work, but he said it is so slow. He said that it's like the worst season right now. And here's the thing. It didn't used to be. Christmas is the worst season for me. I swear to God, when people are saving money for Christmas, it is the worst time of year. The only time that we even make money anymore is tax season. The beginning, like spring. The rest of the year is just barely scraping by. Barely scraping by. I got freaking to see my doctor in the morning, so as soon as I'm done figuring out if I got a job or not, I gotta immediately head to the whole other side of the freaking state. I've got to eat again before I go to bed. Something. I don't know what. My appetite. Maybe it'll be better after that gummy kicks in or something. I don't know. They do help me. Stress that I'm under, it helps me chill out enough so that I can actually focus on eating. If I thought about eating something right now, I'd probably get sick on my stomach. Like that's, I don't know, nauseous when I think about food a lot lately. It's stress. It's not knowing, like, the outcome of the future, and it sucks. I have all of this ambition and will and initiative, and nobody will hire me. When I think about that, all that money I've spent, I could have paid my bills with that 40 grand. And now I start, finding videos of people talking about this job shortage that's to come and unemployment spiking and blah, 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 blah. And then I read the comments, and there's tons of people in the comments talking about how they've applied hundreds of positions themselves and can't find a job. Exactly like me. So how much is it that I'm a felon? And how much is it that I'm answering fake job ads? Because we know that Indeed, Snag a Job, all of these jobs, websites, they post fake job ads. And so here I am filling out hundreds of job applications a day because it's easy to do. Once you set your profile up on Snag a Job and Indeed, you can do easy apply. You can full apply with your resume link and everything. So it becomes easier applying for these jobs once you set up an account. But it still takes time, and you have to answer emails and play phone tag with these people, and then you got like a 3-step process to even get an interview. And I mean, it's just running in circles. It's absolutely maddening. I miss the old days of walking into a company and saying, hey, I am Brooke. Y'all hiring? We're putting ourselves out of work by allowing the internet to take on the responsibility of this. And it's not personal at all. It's literally so backwards. It's so backwards. You want an employer to get a sense of who you are during that first meeting. You don't get that luxury with a piece of paper, with an address. You're just a number. You don't even have a face. You don't even have an identity. You're non-existent. And I don't like that. You're taking away the most important part of applying for a job. Getting a sense, profiling who that person is. It's an important skill for people who are hiring to be able to profile people, employers, potential employers, being able to dictate if they're stable, functioning, normal members of society that are going to be potentially helpful to your business or company. You know what I was thinking about when I was coming down the road? Going back to IQ, we were talking about IQ today and EQ. Maybe I do well on the eye test because of patterns. Remember, I keep talking about patterns, how I can see them, how I can predict them in human behavior and people. Maybe that's why I do well on those IQ tests, because they're nothing but patterns. All of them. Well, the tests that I took were done by a doctor, so, you know, a little different, but most of them were patterns. So maybe that's why I did well on that. Because I'm not a very smart person when it to listen. When you start adding numbers with letters and math, you lost me. You lost me. I just don't know. And I claim to be no Einstein. Quite the opposite. So I found it interesting that I scored, you know, what I did on that as well. I would love to see a new one. I would love to. That was when I first, like, a while back, 4 years ago. I would love to see a new one. Have a new one. But I'm due to see a clinical psychologist, potentially, to see if I am suffering with personality disorder from trauma. So we'll see. I can ask them about that. I see my doctor tomorrow, and when I pass my drug test, I get a month of prescription, so I don't have to run back anymore. So that's nice. You know, I will say that the Medicaid that they gave me has helped me, and I'm grateful for it, because anytime I've tried to get it in the past, I didn't qualify. So the expansion program that North Carolina has been very helpful to me. It's one of the few luxuries that I have now, is insurance, to help me with my expensive ass medication. With my expensive medication. When you're not even making $500 a week and your prescription costs a month is around $500, all of your money is going to go to your medication. And then you tackle on, you know, $1,000 to $2,000 in gas, $1,000 for a truck. You know, it's just impossible. I hope these people are nice. I'm wondering if I've worked here before. Lord. What an idiot. Yeah, my point exactly, Lewis. If I was a dirty, low-down piece of shit like people say I am, I could most definitely sell my ass and have a place to stay. People don't get it. It's like it goes right over their heads. How many times do I have to reiterate, I don't want to be Danny? Y'all are the ones keeping me doing this because y'all won't fucking hire me. How many of tens of thousands of dollars am I going to have to spend before y'all give me a shot? It was 20 years ago. 2009. 2009. How many years is society going to hold it against me? I'm waiting. Y'all act like I want to be up in here dealing with these damn people that are broke. All of them. All of them are broke. Don't even need to be in a strip club. The girls strung out. Like I want to fucking be around girls that are so fucking high, they can't even fucking talk. I don't have an OnlyFans, you idiot. Well, an idiot. If I had an OnlyFans, I would be pulling in $10,000 a month. Best fucking believe it. Once again, too stupid and too young to be on this channel. If you do not have anything going on between your two eyes and your ears, you need to get somewhere else. You're too immature to be here. But once again, the same reason. People like y'all are only proving my point that the majority of people are evil. You're proving my point. Children or not. People like you are the reason I open a channel. So go off. Please go off. Show society the real you. The real you that I see every day when I see you in public. Go off. Once again, my pure existence pisses people off because they don't know how to be honest with themselves. I haven't said anything that's a lie this whole life. You'll never catch me slipping like that. I have no reason to feed you propaganda. Shit, I'm trying to help you. Damn, y'all don't even want to help yourselves. Y'all ain't got no respect for yourselves. Sad. But you're proving my point. So go off. Hell, at this point, I'm monetized with AdSense and everything else. So you're doing me a favor. I don't even know what all. Like I said, I had to sign my life over, give them my blood, my DNA, my social, all that. So there's no telling what I'm signed up now. JBRM Berm. Great question. I graduated high school at 16 and I had a scholarship and I actually went to Forsyth Technical Community College. Ended up going for communications and neither one of my parents went to college. Neither one of my parents graduated high school. So when my mother ended up working in law, it was very surprising that she ended up doing paralegal work. She never even graduated high school. Now, she ended up doing that before she died. Maybe about 5 years before she died, she got heavily involved in the legal system and she worked under an attorney. But neither one of my parents were very educated. When I went off to school and I asked them, hey, I got this scholarship, what should I do? I'm not trying to be funny when I say that they were no help. When I asked them what I could do with certain degrees, you gotta think, this was back before touch screen phones and Google, honey. Like, we had encyclopedias. You couldn't go look in an encyclopedia and ask it what college was best for you, and, you know, like you can't Google now. So my parents were of no help. So I ended up going to school for communications and dropping out because I didn't even know what I was going to school for. I didn't even know what job I could get when I got out of school with that 2-year degree. I ended up going to prison and going to school for horticulture, which I have a huge interest in. When I served my 5 years in prison, I really enjoyed the horticulture program, and I actually grew up landscaping and stuff. I grew up doing manual labor. My parents were very strict. So they didn't play that stuff. Like, if they said getting out in the yard and start shoveling, you got out in the yard and you started shoveling mulch. Nosebleed or not, 100-degree heat or not, you was out there on a Sunday morning at 8 years old shoveling mulch, okay? So they raised me with like a blue-collar background. I've worked in construction a lot, carpentry specifically, finish. So that's a little different than, you know, yeah. But I want to go back for something. I don't know exactly what yet. And I take little classes here and there through Harvard. You can take some of their free classes, and believe it or not, despite the fact that they are as woke as they come, they're online courses that are free, and or they have courses that you can pay for and register for, and they're like a week long. Some of them are a couple weeks long. Some of them are a day long. Some of them are accredited and some of them are not. I love taking those classes through there. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory, and you can do it really quickly online. And I've learned so much just the past like 4 years doing free classes online. Now, I was enrolled recently. I just finished a semester. I took 2 classes at the community college back in my hometown. And I really wanted to see if I can make it through a semester and stay on top of everything. And I did it, and I scored A's in both of my classes. And I would love to focus on school. But I don't see a foreseeable future of me being able to do that. Even though I have tons of scholarship money and financial aid, I would have to find a job where I'm making over $70 an hour to be able to afford the luxury of school. Because I have to solely focus on that. And I don't know how I would do that working a full-time job and going to school. You know, people that have the luxury of going to college and going off to these prestigious universities, you need to feel blessed. I know that in the moment, when you're 18, you're not wanting to leave high school, you're going to miss your friends and blah, blah, blah. But baby, this is a whole new chapter, and you got to take advantage of your parents trying to help you help yourself. I wish that I would have had parents that guided me in the right direction. Matter of fact, instead of guiding me in the right direction, they were constantly accusing me of things that I was not doing at that age. And because of their accusations, I turned to drugs. Absolutely. You can only accuse a child from as early as 8 years old to 16, you can only accuse that child so much of drug use. And you know, the crazy thing is I was never out of my parents' sight. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand why they used to accuse me of things. I was never out of their sight. My parents were strict. They never let me go anywhere. And they constantly accused me of being on drugs as a child. I would love to focus on school. Maybe something in addiction medicine, or talked about wanting to do, and here's the thing. I might end up going back and getting 2 or 3 degrees. Like, I would love the opportunity to do that. I have a huge interest in carpentry, but also old school vehicles, not the new ones with the computers. Maybe a mechanic shop, something blue collar like that. I have land. I could build a shop. I could open a business. So opportunities are endless. It's more about right now, like figuring this mess out, making my truck payment. Like, this is how it's been. I have all of these dreams, but all I've done for the past 36 years is fight to feed myself and to get from point A to point B to get back to point A. When every day is a crisis, when every day you have to figure out how you're going to food, how you're going to get gas, how you're going to do this. And it's not as easy as people think at all. Especially when you don't have the resources that people have. Like a mama and a daddy and family. Everybody's dead. And so it's been like this since my mom died in 2007. I'm going to run, you guys. We'll see what happens over here. I'm going to talk to them and see if they will let me find my GPS.
Not be open yet when you arrive.
That's good. As soon as I get out, I gotta
Head west.
north. I guess I'll try to wake up before I go to my doctor's appointment tomorrow and actually hit the gym. I've been kind of chilling out on it because I was losing weight so quick, and I've gotten so skinny from all the freaking stress. Like, people that have never had to worry about their car being repossessed or homelessness, I've found that the majority of people have a really hard time of even trying to conceptualize what it would be like to be homeless. Like, they can't imagine because they've never been through it. And I've experienced this with addiction as well. I do feel like that if you've been through something, then you have a better understanding of it. You truly know what it's like. So I understand how people can't understand how I lost 70 pounds in a year. This is hell. Stressed every single day, not being able to eat. When you go from eating 3, 4, 5, 6 meals a day to maybe one, you're going to get skinny. And I feel like I'm making up for lost time. Like when you spend over 15 years, strung out on dope, you've been asleep a lot. You haven't lived a lot of life. Like I've done things, I've traveled, blah, 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 blah. But like I haven't done the important things that I do. Go to school, buy a home, So I'm making up for lost time. And when people see me, of course they're going to be like, oh, she's on drugs because I'm so spastic. Well, excuse me, but I've been asleep for almost 20 years, okay?
Head east toward Shannon.
Sleeping Beauty over here has been asleep for 20 years. I need to be going to school from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m. and then I need to be going to work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and doing it over 365 for the next 10 years. I have time to make up for. And I know that a lot of people lack motivation. Maybe I can be your motivation. Maybe I can help you motivate, you, and you can help motivate me, because I got more intuition and motivation than I know what to do with. It's money that I'm lacking. Money. And this upcoming generation, I ain't trying to be funny, but the ones that I'm having interactions with, they look so miserable all the time. There's this Subway I went to, and there's these two young kids that work in there, and they look like they are so unhappy in life. And I'm just like, what do you have to be miserable about? You're not even a 20-year-old yet. Like, I mean, I guess, life is hard, but like the upcoming generation, they don't have a lot going upstairs, okay? And a lot of those people are in my comment section proving my point. It's like working in a strip club and a guy comes in and he gets mad because you walk up and say, hey, how are you? He turns around and he says, don't speak to me. Excuse me, sir. You're in my lane. Are you okay? I need to call a doctor for you, honey. Psychologist. It happens all the time, though. Please pray for me. That manager over there did me a favor, honestly. It was so dark and dingy in there, too, and I don't like that. Like, lights is one thing. Dark, completely dark is a whole nother thing. Oh my God, what is going on? What does this mean? Thank you. How does this work? I don't know how this works, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I don't know how this works. I gotta, once again, not good with technology. I'm in the wrong field. Listen, I expected to have somebody by now that went with this. But apparently, just like everything else in life, you gotta have money to make money, okay? Like, that's hilarious. I truly did. I had a guy that was supposed to have me last year, and things did not end up well, okay? So it was nothing to do with him. It was with my situation at the time. But I love you guys. I'm going to run. I'm going to head over to this last club, and then my butt has got to head back north. But we'll talk soon, and I'll let y'all know what these people are like. I think I might have worked here before, but I can't be for sure until I walk in there and
Head west.
until I see this stage. But thank you guys for hanging out with me, and pray for me, because God knows I need it, and